Welcome to another edition of the Willie Bragg Show. I'm your host, Willie Bragg. I normally don't do a live stream on Friday. I think I did one last Friday. I'm not sure, but I normally don't do one on Friday. But I'm going to do one tonight because of the news about Joe Biden. Now, I'm not sure if Joe Biden is officially dropping out or is it just a rumor. And that's one area where I'm kind of in the cloud. I hear he's dropping out. I know they're discussing it. I haven't heard if it's official yet. I'm hearing of all the possible replacements for who could fill in his shoes. And I think it's going to be the ultimate, it's ultimately going to happen. However, I don't know if it's official as of yet because there's going to be a convention around the corner. And I'm going to do a video probably Sunday on my thoughts on the convention. I haven't really watched the convention, but I'm going to go and give you my insights from the highlights I've gathered from the convention. So there is that. Hello, Miguel. How are you? How are you? And hello, Decimantis. How are you? And how are you? Let's see. I'm preparing for my chat interest. Give me a little more time. Yeah. So anyway, so Joe Biden, I mean, it's like the most open secret in American politics. It's every bit as open of a secret as is every bit as open of a secret as I'm not being judgmental, Lindsey Graham's alternative lifestyle. So Joe Biden has dementia. The debate he had with Trump, obviously it was the case. And he's walking all over the place, walking away and talking to people that they're not there, and just talking randomly about shit, just the way, just off the cuff. And he's always been the king of gaff, even when he had his shit together. But it's just really more intense with the mental cognitive decline. And whether you like the guy or don't like the guy, and I'm on the don't like the guy camp. I'm on the don't like the guy camp from the left. I'm not the, okay, let me put it this way. I'm the let's go Brandon from the left guy, not the let's go Brandon from the retard right camp, but the let's go Brandon from the left camp. And I mean, he was forced on the Democrats because they didn't want Bernie, the leadership. Whatever we may think of Bernie, I've said this before. It sounds like I'm defending Bernie still. And I mean, I would vote for Bernie if I lived in Vermont for the U.S. Senate. I mean, he is an independent, and he is technically the best we got in D.C. I know. But he's better than Biden. He's better than everybody else in D.C. And I know that's a low bar these days. But they didn't. That my point is, they didn't want Bernie. To them, Bernie was Bolshevik Bernie to these people. They still think he's Bolshevik Bernie. That's what they think of him. So they gave us this centrist piece of shit, Joe Biden, and hoisted it upon us and say, "Oh, this is the guy that can go and beat Orange Man." Now, I don't believe the Republican right when they said, "Oh, the election was rigged against Donald Trump." People wanted to vote for normal. I know Biden is kind of normal. He is status quo, and status quo is defined as normal. And COVID did cause a lot of shit, and it caused a lot of people to have their brains melting on all sides. But the thing is, we got normal, and people want disruption back. And I think that's what's going to happen from now on. You're going to get a taste of normal, then you're going to get fed up with normal, and then you're going to go and stir things up, and then that's how it's going to roll from now on. And We're going to go back and forth between firebrands and normal. And this brand of normal is in mental decline. And the Democrats are fucked. They are fucked beyond belief. So, as I said, I'm not sure if, yes, only problem is normal ain't normal. Thank you, Desert Mantis. I couldn't have said it better myself. Hey, Warren, how are you? Good show this morning. I didn't comment much because I was like brain dead from work last night. So, but good show just the same. Y'all get a chance. I think everybody here follows Morning Extra Bullish show. But suffice to say, anybody who's new here, do follow Warren's program, Extra Bullish program, Morning Extra. There you go. So anyway, let me go ahead and say this. Yeah. So they're in a situation they don't know what to do. Donald Trump, assassination attempt, and so you got the Democrats. Some Democrats are thinking, well, shit, you got Trump to contend with again. And for the people who really suffer from Trump derangement syndrome, there's like, oh no, Orange Man is going to come back. Well, he very well may be coming back. And while I don't want him to come back, and that doesn't mean I want Biden in, it's possible to not want Trump and to not want Biden at the same time. I promise you, it's possible. I'm that guy. Thing about it is, they did this to themselves. The Democrats know how to fuck themselves. They know how to fuck themselves real good. And so, what are the alternatives if Biden steps down, or if the 25th Amendment is declared? Well, I know that there are people who are sticking to Biden, and I'm very deeply, deeply disappointed. Speaking of Bernie and AOC, yeah, they're sticking with Biden, and I know why they're sticking with Biden. They are sticking with Biden because if they join the gang, and look, if I was a Democrat inside the Democratic Party, obviously if I was a Democrat inside the Democratic Party, as disappointed as I am with Bernie, as disappointed as I am with AOC, and that's the camp I will probably belong to, considering dealing with the best she got. Okay? I'm not saying they're the ideal. I'm saying dealing with the best she got. I will be in the left wing of the Democratic Party is what I'm basically saying. I would be saying to Bernie and AOC, as I'm saying now outside the Democratic Party, what the fuck is wrong with you? If you want to stop Trump, you got to go and pressure Biden to step down. They're sticking with Biden, and I know why, and it's stupid. They're scared that Trump is going to win, and if they're not Biden loyalists, they're going to be blamed for Trump winning. That's what it comes down to. They're going to be blamed. You know what, Bernie? You know what, AOC? You should take as a badge of honor that your enemies are inside the Democratic Party. Your enemies is Nancy Pelosi. Your enemies is Chuck Schumer. Your enemies, is Hakeem Jeffries. Your enemy is Hillary Clinton, especially Hillary Clinton. You should be taking that as a badge of honor. But I understand their mindset. I understand their pragmatic mindset, and the wheels are turning. I even given them a little bit of I'm being charitable that they're trying to probably make a difference. But it's not working. It's the wrong strategy. So what the fuck are you doing, Bernie? AOC, what the fuck are you both doing? That corporate Democrats and centrists and warmed over central left liberals and shit lives know what to do better than Bernie and AOC. And even with them, that they're for change, knowing what to do, it's not going to work. It's not going to work because the Democrats are toast because they did it to themselves. They fucking did it to themselves. I mean, they fucked themselves over. So who are the alternatives? Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris comes to mind. Well, here's the thing. Nobody likes Kamala Harris. I mean, and again, she kind of brought it on herself. She allowed herself to be, placated into the Hillary camp and to be bought and paid for into the Hillary Clinton camp. Now, I don't like Kamala Harris. Is she better than Hillary Clinton? Anything is better than Hillary Clinton inside the Democratic Party. But she doesn't have what it takes to do this. She doesn't have what it takes. She was talking a good game very early on, and then she started to scale back on something she campaigned on. She co-sponsored Medicare for All with Bernie Sanders initially, and then she waffled on the issue, and then she decided she was not for Medicare for All anymore. And her record as Attorney General in California stunk to high heavens. Again, I talked about Tulsi Gabbard the other day, as I do from time to time in this show, and what Tulsi Gabbard said to her in 2019 still stands. She was not wrong to take down Kamala Harris, and she took down Kamala Harris from the left. Always remember that. She took down Kamala Harris from the left. Kamala Harris is not well liked, and Donald Trump will roll over her like a steamroller. She doesn't have the stuff it takes to be the vice president. To be the presidential candidate to defeat Donald Trump. And I just don't think she has it. So can't do that. Can't have her on the ticket if you want to win. So let's go with Gavin Newsom, Governor Gavin Newsom. Now, here's the thing. Speaking of Kamala Harris, you can't have Kamala Harris and you can't have Gavin Newsom on the same ticket. And there's a lot of reasons you can't have them together. One, they're from California. I mean, that's given. Same states, and then the reputation that California has. And that's another thing I want to talk about with California reputation. And it depends who you talk to. I know people from California say California's great. I know people who lives in California says California sucks. And I know people who lives in California tell you that California is like any other state. It has its positives and negatives. And I think that I will go with the middle group who says that California has its positives and negatives. Because I love it when people tell me how red states do things better than blue states. I live in a red state, and I can tell you, red states do a lot of things that sucks. I might be able to say some things about North Carolina that's okay. It has nothing to do with the red state versus blue state. Okay, red state and blue state they have nothing to do with creating beautiful mountains and an attractive beaches. Okay. Democrats and Republicans did not create beautiful beaches and beautiful mountains. But, I have a problem with states that uses the death penalty, and I have a problem with states that has right to work laws. And those are the things that goes with red states. So, fuck red states in that context. And a lot of blue states do a lot of shit that red states do. I don't even know. You're acting like there's a difference between red states and blue states, other than the labeling. But the thing about it is, let's see. I'm in Cal. Okay. I'm a fair person. I want to hear what PH Cisco has to say here. I'm in California, and that's mostly accurate. We got shitty places and nice places, but our homeless has exploded everywhere. And LA pushing them in other counties. Okay, the thing about it is that part of the thing I think with California homelessness, I think it's the weather partly. I think that has something to do with it because I think the weather in California is probably the best in the country for what I can understand. I've never been to California. And I think that's probably more hospitable toward a homeless population. But here's the thing about homelessness. There's a way to cure homelessness, and it could be cured in all 50 states. And that's provide homeless people with a home. Make it a right. Instead of giving money to Ukraine and giving money to Israel and funding NATO countries, go ahead and provide people homes. Provide a medical care system for people. Things like that. Gavin Newsom can go fuck himself. Well, I don't like Gavin Newsom. He allowed the Democrats to run the clock on universal health care. And that is also very true. That is very true. And I have been told, I have a friend in California who's turned conservative, unfortunately. He told me that Gavin Newsom is this far left Democrat. And I told him, no, he's a corporate Democrat. He's basically, he looks kind of like a young, more handsome, dashing Mitt Romney, but he's got the politics of Hillary Clinton. He's not a left-wing guy. He's not. He's clearly not. And I got two nice things to say about Gavin Newsom, but it's not enough for me to vote for him. He did abolish the death penalty by executive order in 2019, and he did take over pharmacy production of insulin because the insulin prices were through the roof in California. And those two things I will give him credit for. But if he would have done Medicare for all for California, I would have had a deeply better opinion of him. But here's the thing: he can't get the nomination. If he gets the nomination, he will lose. And also, it would have been interesting to see if Ron DeSantis would have gotten a Republican nomination, and it would have been someone like Gavin Newsom, because they are distantly related, by the way. His wife is related to Ron DeSantis. I found that out. So anyway, and he himself is related to Nancy Pelosi. So it tells you a lot about these politicians, how connected that they are. So they will lose with the reputation California has, rightly or wrongly. They will lose to Donald Trump. I want to visit California. I'm not one of those California derangement syndrome people. Let's talk about Michelle Obama, Barack Obama's wife. I'm sure she's a nice lady, but I keep on hearing, let's go run Michelle Obama. I don't know where she stands on policy. And that's an issue for me. I'm a policy guy. I don't go by personality. I don't go by identity politics. I go by where you stand on the issues. And, that's where I stand. If you don't have policies and you're vague, how the hell can I be excited by you? I don't go by charisma. And that's the problem with people in this country. They go by charisma and personality. That's why we need a parliamentary system in this country. So we don't have this system where you plan elections 2 or 3 years ahead of time, and it's all about fundraising and getting personalities involved and having image consultants and these acting firms that try to help you kind of groom yourself for public image and make politicians as image conscious as celebrities. And that's sad. That's what we're at in this country. So, I'm sure Michelle Obama's probably a nice lady. But I've never heard her say anything political a day in my life. I don't know where she stands on anything. I mean, I don't know where she stands on the issues. I just don't. So, Give me some policies. Tell me where she stands on this and this and that. I know where Barack Obama stands on this and this and that. I know where Bill and Hillary Clinton stands on this and this and that. But I don't know where Michelle Obama stands on this and this and that. I don't. So, from my take on this with regard to Michelle Obama, can't support Michelle Obama because I don't know a damn thing about her politically. So, and I think that's going to come out if she is the nominee. Andy Beshear of Kentucky is being talked about. I don't know a damn thing about him other than he defeated I forgot his first name, Governor Bevin of Kentucky. And the one thing I will say that Andy Beshear's got going for him, and I'm not talking about him on policy, but the fact that he took down a Republican governor in a red state like Kentucky. Kentucky is deeply red, and he's a young guy that took down a Republican governor. And if you can do that in red Kentucky, you might be onto something. But here's the thing. Taking down a Republican is nice, but what policies you have? Because if you're a Democrat and you're taking down a Republican governor, but you're basically, Joe Manchin, if you're basically Joe Lieberman, if you're Kirsten Sinema, if you're whatever conservative Democrat, fill in the blank. From my perspective, that's not doing me any good. Don't we have enough conservative Democrats in Congress and in the Senate and running the governorship around these countries and around the country in all 50 states where there are Democrats as governors? So, now give me some policies where he's improved Kentucky. And I haven't heard anything that's being out of Kentucky that's standing that would impress me. So, he's probably the only one that's the most promising out of all of them, just on the fact that he brought down a Republican governor. But I need policy, and so that's still not good enough. So let's go with Governor. Before we go with her, let's go with Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg. Okay, here's the thing about Pete Buttigieg. This guy grew up wanting to be president. It's written all over his face. Now, the only thing cool he's got going for him is that he looks like the lead singer of the Buzzcocks, Pete Shelley, who's no longer alive. And, just look up Pete Shelley of the Buzzcocks. Dead ringer, I promise you. That's the one thing he's got going for him. And actually, his resume is not that unimpressive. I mean, he speaks 7 languages. Brain-wise, he's probably a smart guy. Obviously, he speaks 7 languages. You're a smart guy. Veteran, all that's going for him. But he's an incompetent transportation secretary. And while he was a Bernie supporter in 2016, he ran in 2020, and he ran as a centrist. And here's the thing. I don't care if you're gay running for office. I voted for a gay presidential candidate before, David McReynolds in 2000, the Socialist Party candidate. So being gay, running for president doesn't bother me one bit. But the Republicans will, if he's a vice presidential or presidential candidate, and it's sad, but they will hold that against them. They shouldn't be that way. I think that Iceland had a lesbian prime minister a few years ago. Iceland's one of the best countries in the world as terms of standards of living and all of that. So society didn't collapse because they had a lesbian prime minister. So I want to get that out of the way. But the point I'm trying to make is that that the Republicans going to make a culture war issue out of it. So I can guarantee you they would love to see Pete Buttigieg on top of the ticket more than the Democrats would. But when Sonny Houston, or whatever her name is talking about a Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg ticket on The View, you know any opinion that comes out of The View is just not going to be worth mentioning. So Pete Buttigieg can't do it. And yes, it will be a culture war issue. And Republicans look for a culture war issue at any cost. They will. Oh, yes. Thank you. I want to mention, thank you. Yes, right. Grindr crash at RNC twice. Come on now. Over there in Milwaukee. Grindr, the gay dating site. Yeah, the Republican homophobes, family values people. And again, I don't care. I don't care. I goodness gracious. I mean, I was for gay marriage long before everybody else were back in the 90s, early 90s. And everybody looked at me, even gay people looked at me like, you're for gay marriage? So, but the thing about it is, that we use the culture war issue. But yeah, I think that's kind of funny that Grindr, what happened with Grindr. That's funny as hell. Thank you, Dr. Nick. Thank you, Dr. Nick. Yeah. So, okay, let's go with the next potential candidate, Governor Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan. I am not vote blue no matter who, blue MAGA, Democrat, what have you. But if I was in Team Blue, I think that the smartest move, even though there is a little bit of controversy around Greta Whitmer, would be to have her on the ticket for this reason. One thing that impresses me about her is that a decade ago, Michigan went right to work. But under her gubernatorialship, right to work was abolished, and Michigan went back to a closed shop state. And that has not happened in over a generation, where if a state goes right to work, going back to a closed shop. And so that's something that needs to be noted. That is an accomplishment in itself. And thank you, Governor Whitmer, in that regard. Michigan is a battleground state. It's a battleground state for a variety of reasons. Trade policies, things of that nature, with the car manufacturing kind of in jeopardy and all, that sort of thing. Michigan's been on shaky grounds for many years. And Donald Trump got Michigan in 2016. Biden was able to get it back in 2020. But it's up for grabs again. But this time it's a combination of economics, but it's also a combination of Palestine. Michigan has more people of the Arab community and the Islamic faith than any other state in the entire country. And prior to 9/11, they were 50-50 Democrats, Republicans, for the most part, people who were Muslim and Arab. And Arab and Muslim's not the same thing. There are Christian Arabs, there are Muslim Arabs. So some of the Arabs I'm talking about in Michigan are also Christian. So, but the thing about it is that the collectively speaking, the Arab community are concerned about Palestine, the Palestine-Israeli situation, Gaza, Rafah, and they're pissed off with Biden because of what's going on with with Benjamin Netanyahu and his what he's doing in over there, the crimes against humanity that's going on. And they're not going to run to Trump, but they're talking about sitting this one out. And it's possible that if Biden loses Michigan, it's because Biden's been cucking too much before Netanyahu. And that's a very tricky issue right there, because the Jewish vote is also very, very crucial to the Democrats. The Jewish voters are as loyal to the Democrats as African Americans, and they also have their concerns. Now they're divided on Israel, the Jewish community. You had those who are hardcore Zionists supporting Netanyahu, who supports the Democrats, and you got those on the left that are more they're certainly supportive of the Palestinian cause, and they're pissed off with Biden. So Trump might get some of those votes, the ones who are like hardcore Zionists. Some of it may go to Robert Kennedy, and some of the left-wing people may be going to Cornel West or Jill Stein. Although I think that he will still get a majority of the Jewish vote by default, it will be vastly reduced. So Biden is kind of in a bind with the Jewish vote and the Arab vote in November. This is a weird situation because both are part of his constituency. But with Greta Whitmore, she might be able to fill in that gap and might be able to get Michigan under her belt. She might be able to help. She might even be able to steal Ohio and from Vance, may be able to get Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. Some of these other states, they're up for grabs. So there is that. Gretchen, thank you. Did I say Greta? I meant Gretchen. Thank you once again. So, and yes, Arab women are gorgeous. I at work, she doesn't work there anymore. There was a young lady from Morocco, and my God, she was beautiful. Oh my God, very nice too. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, yes. So I think that would be their best bet if I was in a vote blue, no matter who camp. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So okay, let me see. Did I leave anybody out? Did I leave anybody out? Oh, yes. Democrats, I know you're desperate, and I know you fucked up and you pissed me off, Democrats. But Democrats, even you Democrats don't deserve this. You don't deserve this. Nobody deserves Hillary Clinton. Oh my God. Some people talking about having Hillary Clinton back. Oh my God. The deal with this bitch. Oh my goodness. Hillary Clinton. Oh, I lost 30 friends because of her. Oh gosh. Hillary Clinton. And she won't go away. She's like Donald Trump. She won't go away. Go away, Hillary. Go away. They're thinking about having her again. Oh. And she's already suicided Muammar Gaddafi of Libya. I'm scared who else she'll suicide. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Not even they deserve that. that level of torture and evil. Oh, I hate Hillary Clinton. I hate her so much. On so many levels. But that's what we got here. And so, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, what are your thoughts on all these people as replacements? And they might do something and pull out somebody we never thought of before. Even a celebrity. So, I mean, so there you have it. The Democrats are in a pickle. They don't know what to do. And, and the Republicans they're just confident as they can be. So be prepared, folks. It's going to be a rough ride. And yeah, I mean, Project 2025, it's true what they said about, some people said about Project 2025. It's not necessarily tied to Donald Trump. It's tied for any Republican president that would have come on board. But really, it's nothing new under the sun. We've been exposed to Project 2025 since Ronald Reagan got elected in 1980. It's just that they're more mobilized than they've ever been before. And believe me, if somehow Joe Biden pulls on through, and if somehow he's reelected, you better bet your Beetle boots that he will come on board and give us a little bit of that Project 2025. He promised no fundamental changes. And while a lot of Republicans think that we have changed so much under Joe Biden, we haven't. Those cages are still there. I mean, those tax cuts didn't go away for the wealthy. We didn't get back to that peace treaty with Iran. We're still antagonistic to Iran. I mean, a lot of the Trump policies are left in place. They're building the wall. I mean, what policies? On foreign policy, maybe the biggest change, and even on that, he's a little more trigger happy than Trump. Trump was a little bit better on foreign policy than Biden. Not because he was a peacenik. It was a combination of factors. Glenn Greenwald said that the never-Trumpers and the loyalists to Trump were fighting each other, and the resistance liberals and Trump people were fighting each other. And the COVID crisis all combined, the world was slightly and accidentally less aggressive by the United States. The United States was accidentally less aggressive. And while Biden's best thing he's ever did foreign policy was to move out of Afghanistan, and everybody going to be like, well, he did this wrong, and he did that wrong, and he did this wrong. It was still the best thing he did. And under Trump, all those so-called wrong things that Biden did would have been done under his watch. And the fact that John Bolton and Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro and Liz Cheney and George W. Bush were pissed off with the pull out of Afghanistan makes the pull out of Afghanistan wonderful. And it would have happened same way under Trump. But Biden ruined it for him. For what he did good with Afghanistan, he ruined it with getting involved in the Ukraine-Russian conflict. Now, I heard that Zelensky and Putin are about to negotiate, and that should be encouraged. That should be encouraged. I just hope the Ukrainians, I hope he's not put on the list because of it. That's what I got to say about that. So anyway, I just hope that whatever happens, that we have a good sense of humor, and that the left can somehow find a way to get our act together and to make good things happen. And remember, yep, Trump will be your enemy if he gets elected. But if he actually do something good, commend him for it. When he does something fucked up, challenge him on it. Same thing with Biden. If Biden do something good, commend him on it. If he fucks up, challenge him on it. Don't do the blue team, red team sort of thing. That's ridiculous. But why wait till Trump gets elected? The left needs to go get their act together now. We have no left now. I mean, the left is decimated. It's been decimated. For the past 3 years now, 3.5 years, almost 4 years. We had a left that was building up again, and it crashed and burned. And somehow I try to remain a true believer. It's challenging. But somehow I believe we can win at the end. I like to think that somehow at the end, little by little, we could win at the end. I like to think that. Go ahead and enjoy your pizza. I hope you enjoy it. I love pizza, by the way. Take care. PH Cisco. Madison LeBeau. Hey, oh, my dudes. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Yo. Let's see. Give me a moment here. Let's scroll on down. Yep, that's right, Warren. Pete Buzzcock. Yep. Let's see. I'm looking at all right. Okay. Looking through here. Snipe Hunter, how are you doing today? Great Patine, how are you doing? Ed Heller. Let's see. Quick poll. Who should take over as captain of the Demtanic? And that's the thing. Would the Democratic Party fall apart as a result of this? We should welcome it. If we're going to have to put up with Trump, the Democratic Party falling apart will not mean Republican supremacy. It will mean that the Democratic Party will fragment into several new political parties. Nominate the iceberg. Let's see. Are you Dark Willie tonight because of the background? I like to switch it up every now and then. That's what it comes down to. I remember the Dark Brandon thing. That was funny. I mean, they try to make Joe Biden sound hip and all of that. So anyway, I have to go very shortly. I have a phone call to make real quick. And I will talk to y'all very soon. Share y'all my thoughts on the convention. I'm going to do a video on Project 2025. You see it listed to be live streamed soon. I'm talking with somebody to come on my show to have a discussion with. And thank you, Dr. Nick Riviera. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody. And I appreciate the 2 new subscribers yesterday from my stream. So all the new subscribers, thank you for subscribing and putting up with me. So, and thank you, Warren. Thank you. Great show and great chat. Thank you. So anyway, so I'm going to be doing a video soon on Project 2025. I have a lot to say about it, and my guests that we're working on having him on the show here. We both have a lot to say about Project 2025. So probably sometime next week, a time to be determined. So I'll let y'all know about that. So If you like what you heard, please press like and comment. Comment any way you disagree with what I have to say. Feel free to share the content on this channel. As the First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it because we are, in fact, the muckrakers of our time. Also, remember to reject corporate media and to subscribe to the Willie Bragg Show on all my platforms. You know what they are. And remember, once again, to, now that he's freed, to make sure that Julian Assange is pardoned. Pardon Julian Assange. Free Palestine. Free healthcare for all. And free speech absolutism and free press absolutism needs to be a given. Free speech for all. Thank you. Have a good night. I have to go to work. I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.